All right, brother. So look, here's the problem. Or maybe not necessarily a problem, but here's the obstacle that we have to overcome as human beings. There are a lot of opportunities in the world today, especially with the connectiveness that we have online, right? Mm-hmm. There are a lot of conferences you can go to. There's a lot of resources where you can go and learn new skills. You can go and learn mindset tactics. You can go and learn business tactics. You can go and learn all this different stuff, right? So you can consume that information. The problem that we face is there's not a lot of opportunity for us to put that learning to practice. Right. Because we live comfortable lives. As Americans, especially, the majority of us anyways, we have comfortable lives. We have climate control. We have a schedule. We have nice vehicles. We go back. Okay, but if you're consuming all of this information, even the information that I put out, that Nathan puts out, any influencer, you consuming this information until you go out and you put it to practice in a situation that's going to stress you a little bit, right. That's going to put that, until you put it to practice, it's not real, right? So like putting the mindset, body, soul, spirit, tactics, techniques, and procedures, putting them into action, that seals it. Until you do that, it's not sealed.
That's right.
In your own mind. Look, that's where the name came from. The proving ground. Life should be the proving ground for all the tactics, techniques, and procedures that either you've learned through your own experiences in life, or maybe you've learned from somebody like me. Life is supposed to be the proving ground, which means you have to put yourself in situations. You have to invest in putting yourself in situations where you can put these practices to the test. And to me, that's where the name came from. That is one of the main objectives of the proving ground.
Right.
Is giving you guys the information and then immediately giving you the scenario where you have to execute on the information that you just consumed.
Yeah, it helps you integrate and synthesize that information at a much deeper level. Because then even, you go back home, and I found this over the course of this year since we started running the basic course. We teach things, and then I'll catch myself through the week encountering an obstacle, and I'm like, daggum, I'm putting into practice, or I need to put into practice this thing that I'm a part of teaching. And so it takes repetition, and it takes being intentional to implement the tools and tactics that we're teaching. But if you can learn those, or if the first time you're learning them while you're putting into practice, then it seems less strange to be in a situation, at home or at work or in the everyday and say, oh, I need to do this thing. It's much easier to recall and to apply it to that setting if, when you learned it, you had the opportunity to apply it and to live it out.
100%, dude. And I think a big part of that is because you then have a story. Mm-hmm. You then have a story based around, you can say, okay, I was at this experience called the Proving Ground with a Navy SEAL and his team, and we put this practice, whether it's breaking tasks down into small digestible segments, controlling fear, controlling anxiety, following instructions amidst chaos, being able to listen amidst chaos and stress, being present, right? We can put you in places and situations during the proving ground where you're not going to be able to see anything except for the little beam of light coming off your headlamp, and you're going to be a long ways off the ground, right? So we can put you in situations where you're going to have to be present, you're going to have to execute, you're going to have to work with your team member that's either in front, behind you, or to the sides of you in order to accomplish the task that's before you. You have a story behind it at that point. So I think that makes it that makes it so much more real. One of the most valuable things that you guys can do as human beings is you can invest in experiences. You can invest in experiences that create a story. You cannot put a dollar amount on a story.
No.
You can't put a price on a story, and it stays with you forever. So if you invest in things that are going to create stories, especially based around how you used a principle, that is something that you can keep with you from this point forward. And you can't even put that's all I do, man, is I just look back on the stories that I've created throughout my entire life. I tie the principle to the story, and then I just tell you guys about it. That's all I do. That's how valuable it is. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I think there's the one thing I thought when you were talking is you, as you learn it, then you're also having people that are there to coach you and teach you. Hey, when we talked about being present, this is how you are present in this moment.
I love
because
that.
We encounter things in life sometimes, and we know, I know that I should be doing X, Y, or Z, but for the life of me, I can't figure out how to do that in this moment. So if as you're learning it, or if the way that you learn it is A, having that experience, and B, having someone beside you to say, hey, in this moment, here's the undercurrent that you're not paying attention to or you're not aware is happening, and here's how you address that. This is what it looks like in this moment. And then it's, when you go back home, you can recall it and you can implement it because that's the way you learned it.
Oh man, that's awesome, brother. I love that. Yeah, and look, so what is this thing that we're talking about? This thing that we're talking about is called the Proving Grounds. It's an experience that me, Nathan, Blake, and a good friend of ours named James Ward, we have developed an experience just for you guys, all right? And we call it the Proving Ground just because of the reasons that we just talked about. It's to give you an environment where we can teach you, coach you, and then walk you through the execution of what we just learned together as a team. All right, so that's what it is. What dates? January
8th through the 10th.
8th through the 10th.
2021.
Yeah, 2021. So this is we did it in January because we want you guys to really kick your year off. I mean, just all in, right? So timing is perfect. It's going to be in North Georgia. Objectives. What are some of your objectives that you want to achieve at the Proving Ground? I mean, we hit a lot there in the beginning.
Yeah, I think in general, there's this desire that I have for people to take an honest assessment of themselves and discern what blind spots do I have that I'm not paying attention to in terms of my development. And so I want to create an opportunity for people to take that assessment, find blind spots, and then lean into those going into the year to say, you know what, this year I'm going to address the way I respond to fear. I'm going to address being present in all situations and not trying to avoid, not checking out, whatever it is. I think for me, that's one of the big things going into it.
Yeah.
What are some of yours?
Well, for me, man, aside from everything we've already discussed, I feel like this event for me is an opportunity to get a group of people together, a larger group than we're used to dealing with, right? So in the other experiences that we put on, the things like the basic course, things like the finishing school, they accomplish in a way the same objectives as we're trying to accomplish at the Proving Ground. But the Proving Ground, we're able to bring more people in at once.
Right.
So basic course is limited to 8 people per team. The Proving Ground, we're capping it at what, 70?
I think that's right.
Yeah, I think we're going to cap it at 70. So it's still a small group. Mm-hmm. We're not talking about having 200 people there, right? We're going to be able to get intimate time and get to know one another. I think that group size is perfect, but 70's a lot bigger than 8.
Right.
And when you get 70 people together under the same banner of these objectives of personal growth, of teamwork, of love, joy, happiness, man, it's going to be powerful, man.
Yeah.
So that's a big objective for me, is it allows us to get a kind of a larger group together and really foster foster an environment, foster a sense of unity that you can't necessarily get with a super small group, right? So it's kind of expanding our reach and providing a different experience. So that's huge for me.
Well, there's a thing that happens, and we've talked about it, you, Blake, and I, on as we debrief basic courses, is that you can't ever, there's an X factor in who comes, and the component that they bring and the dynamic that they bring adds tremendous value to the experience for all of them, but it's nothing that the three of us can prescribe or can necessarily plan for. And so finding the right group for the right experience is important because of that dynamic. And so 70 people on the basic course wouldn't work for a lot of reasons. It would be detrimental to the experience.
Yeah.
8 people in the setting of the proving ground would be a flop. It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work just because the nature of the evolutions that we're going to be conducting.
And so I'm excited to see what that's just the sweet spot, that size to me, because it's going to bring the energy and that X factor is going to be, increased or multiplied because of the group size, and it'll be perfect for where we're doing it and what we're planning.
That's right. That's right, man. Yeah. So that's a big thing for me. And this is something that I would like to do annually. So to me also, it's like the opportunity to have a freaking family reunion, man.
Right.
I mean, everybody, all you guys that have followed us for so long, having a standard every January where we come together as a large group and we work on ourselves. We work on each other. We learn from each other. We execute the mission. And I think it will almost become like just a standard for everybody's year where it's like a freaking big reunion, man. So that's another objective for me. I guess the third one would be I want to give to everybody that listens to this podcast, everybody every other human being, I want to give you everything that I have. I literally just I want you to have everything that I have. And you can take what you want and leave what you want, but I want to make sure you've got everything. And again, the proving ground, it's similar to the basic course, the finishing school, is going to achieve that objective for me. Just come and spend a weekend with us. I promise you, it will change your life. It will change your mindset. It will change your perspective. It will change your direction. It will change the way you react to all the stresses of life, right? We can train like we fight, so the things that we're going to do are going to all transfer, especially into the environment that we're living in right now as society. Come spend a weekend with me, please. I'm begging you. Invest in yourself. Create a story. Create an experience. Take your body, soul, and spirit to the next level. This is for you guys. This isn't for me. It cost us $30,000 just to rent the facility. This ain't for me to make a bunch of money. This is for you guys.
That's right. We're
spending $30,000 just to rent the dang facility. That's not including anything else. So that's what I want, man. You guys got to show up. For this to happen, you've got to show up. We can't do it any other way. All right, let's talk a little bit about the facilities because we went and checked it out.
Yep.
James actually helped build that place. Mm-hmm. Look, this is this place where we're meeting at for this event is literally the premier adventure campus, I would say, in the Southeast.
Yeah.
I mean, it is freaking awesome. It's like 700 and something acres nestled in the mountains of North Georgia, and these cats have built some stuff that will challenge me.
Yeah,
like
it's no joke.
When we went and looked at what these people have built on this adventure campus, you can't even call it obstacles. It's like total freaking massive courses and zip lines and just all this stuff that are going to bring the emotions out. I promise you. And so we've got a lot to work with. Obviously, I told you guys how much it costs to rent this place for a weekend. It is the premier place for us to conduct this operation, in my opinion. And we've got exclusive access to it.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to be there. We've got exclusive access. We actually even have permission to do whatever we want to do, day or night.
Yeah, it's a clean slate.
Day or night. I mean, we have full reign. Anything that you got on the facilities? I guess talk a little bit about the whatever's on your mind.
Yeah, I mean, I was when we went, I was taken by the vastness of it. I mean, we were kind of all over the place. It's just huge and beautiful. And like you said, we had pretty specific needs in terms of the adventure part of the facility. It needed to be at a certain level in order for us to help get folks to where they need to be to learn these lessons and apply them.
Yep.
And I've been on a lot of camps and a lot of places that have really good facilities, but are not quite there in terms of that portion of their facility. So I think that's going to be, the advantage of having that, and the ability to just do whatever we need whenever we need, allows us to do something that's unlike any other weekend experience or retreat type format.
Agreed, brother. I mean, I've also been to quite a few camps. I was just, recently, man, and I've never seen facilities like this. Now, for you guys that are coming, first of all, when you guys go to sign up just go to 307project.com, click experiences, look down, you'll see the proving ground. It'll have a link. You click the link, that'll take you to the registration page. Now, when you guys sign up, the price for registration, that is all inclusive. So all you guys have to do is show up on time, on target, ready to train. Everything else is taken care of. We're not going to be living in tents. No. We're not going to be living like the facilities, the actual facilities are extremely nice, and the accommodations, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be out roughing it in a tent. We're going to have places where we can come together, where we can hash out, we can have after actions reports, and we can just, close the day or the night off and actually get a good night's rest. All the food is going to be all done, prepared, all that. It's all inclusive, guys.
Eat inside.
Yeah.
Take a shower if you want.
Yeah, we'll be able to take a shower, all that. So, and I think that dynamic too is creates a really good learning environment especially for maybe some people that aren't quite into living out in the tent and pooping in the woods, right, and all that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, I think it definitely creates an opportunity for people who hear about the basic course or something like that and say, that sounds great, but I'm just not there yet. And maybe I'd like to be, but that's not where I am right now. So this creates a spot, where it's accessible to people who fit that mindset. It also creates a place, because we can retreat back into some comfort at different times. It allows during the evolutions to push that much further and that much harder, because you knowing, hey, I'm going to get some downtime in a minute, or I'm going to be able to pull back. I can really lean more heavily into difficulty or challenge without fear of, like, I don't know that I can sustain this for the entire weekend, but I can do it in this evolution and know that I'll get a break in a minute, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense, man. Having that kind of safe environment allows us to push harder when we're on the battlefield of the actual evolution that we're conducting, for sure, because then we can reel it back in, have a safe place to hash out the lessons learned.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes total sense, man.
But you don't have to apply. You can just sign up.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's like
that's a huge difference.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, you can just sign up for this, at least until it caps at 70, right? We don't want to take more than that, because we want to keep that group size intimate enough.
I think there's still basic course emails that people sent and haven't been. They're just waiting.
There's hundreds.
So this is not like that.
Yeah, there's literally hundreds. that haven't received a response, because that's just the nature of that product, right? And so that's another thing that this evolution hits. I should have brought a pen and paper, because I should have wrote, because I just had a dang thought and I lost it. Do you got you got anything? This is what I want to say. This podcast is not meant to give you guys a breakdown on every Tri-Hope. If you want to know what the cost is, just go to the website, click the registration link. That's all on there. All right. This podcast is not meant to give you a breakdown of every single evolution and everything that we're doing at the Proving Ground, okay? I don't want you to have that information. So when you sign up for this, all I wanted you guys to know is we're doing this. This is why we're doing this. This is what the arrangements and the facilities are like. Now, when you guys go and sign up, training starts right then, because you don't know everything about what's going to happen at the Proving Ground. You don't know what you're going to be required to do. You don't know where we're going with this, and that is on purpose, because the training starts the minute you sign up. It's controlling those emotions, whether it's anxiety, apprehension, fear, whatever it may be, about signing up for something that you don't quite know what it is. See, we don't get the opportunity to do that very often in life. We don't get that opportunity. Everything is spoon-fed to us, man. What other event are you going to go sign up for that they don't tell you everything about it? There isn't one. You don't have another opportunity to do this. We do this crap on purpose, man.
But yet we have to live every day with uncertain. I mean, if this year has told us anything, it's that nothing is for certain.
Yeah.
So why not take a chance to lean into that on purpose?
That's right. We're creating this for that purpose, to give you a chance to control what we call uncertainty, which is just part of the human experience.
And really, uncertainty is not the big thing. It's the emotion it evokes in us.
100%, brother. 100%. So, yeah, man. You guys got to show up. We're asking you to go and sign up. We have to have a certain amount of people to make this happen. I got full transparency. I told you guys what we're spending just on the facility, and that's just the base of our costs. So we have to hit a certain number. We expect it to fill up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Again, there's nothing else out there like this. We don't sugarcoat stuff, man. You guys know me. When you come to an event with me and my team, it's the real deal. It's the real deal. This ain't a conference in a hotel lobby. This is going to be the real deal. You guys might be wondering about physical requirements. All right? Look, I don't care. Now, don't show up with a freaking broken leg. All right? Don't show up with your shoulder in a sling or something. But if you're healthy enough to be outside, to get to move around, come, show up. Stop worrying. You don't even know what you're capable of. That's the problem. That's the problem with putting a physical requirement on an experience like the Proving Ground.
Right.
Because half the people, more than half the people out here, you don't even know what you're capable of physically. You may be a little overweight. You may have aches and pains. You may have old injuries. I don't care. I'm about to show you, me and my team are about to show you what you're actually capable of. Not what the doctor said you're capable of. Not what your peers say you're capable of. Not what everybody else around you that doesn't want to see you succeed. You know why? Because misery loves company. Misery loves company. And all this noise around you that's telling you you're not quite capable of this. You can't go that far. You can't go that high. You can't go. This lies, man. I'm about to show you that it's lies, because I'm not all about just telling you. I'm about showing you, right? That's what we do with everything that we do, is to show you what we're talking about. So stop limiting yourself with what you think you're capable of, because I'm about to guarantee you it's a bunch of bull crap. People come to me all the time asking, man, do you think I can run a 50K or a 50 miler? I'm like, hey man, do your legs work? Are you sick? No, my legs work fine. I'm not sick. Okay, man. Yeah, you can run a 50 miler. 100%. Mm-hmm. All right. No, I'm not gonna come and run it with you. I'm not gonna fly across the country and coach you through it. I don't have time for that. Now at the proving ground, I have time for that. So bring your mess in whatever condition it's in, as long as it's not broke, like bones broken. Bring your mess. We're gonna transform it.
Yeah. Your number one physical requirement is a willingness to work hard and be challenged.
100%.
And as adults, we give ourselves an excuse to not do things so easily. I don't do that anymore. I used to do that, or we just have. It's very easy to opt out. That's okay culturally. But what's the worst? What if you came and you couldn't complete something?
That's where we learn.
Yeah. So it's just interesting.
I promise you, I'm going to give you some tasks that you can't complete. In SEAL training, actually, on a day-to-day, they would give us objectives. They would give us timelines. They would give us tasks. And you would look at it, and you would say, I can't complete. There's no way I can make this timeline. There's no way I can leave here and be there in the time they've given me. Mm-hmm. That don't mean that you don't try. That doesn't mean that you quit. That means you freaking grab a gear and you try your best.
Right.
I'm going to give you a task. Hopefully I'm able to provide plenty of opportunities at the proving ground to give you something that is just maybe barely achievable, or maybe it's not even achievable. You're not going to know that. I'm going to know that.
Well, that's where you learn the importance, or you learn how to live to a standard and not a result. Because if the result is always guaranteed, there's no need to focus on a standard.
Get it, son.
So at some point, you got to try something where there's little to no opportunity to succeed, or you got to fail at something, but fail in such a way that you adhere to a standard of being and living. And that's where you learn to live to a standard.
Get it, man.
So
that's it. That's it, man. That's a whole dang podcast right there.
Yeah, I'm holding back.
Yeah. Hey, I forgot to tell you guys, this is my brother Nathan. He's our co-instructor on the basic course. He's one of my, I guess you could call him my accountability buddy almost. I asked him a question the other day. I was supposed to go out of town, and I was on the fence about going or not going because I've been neglecting some things. And I call my man Nathan, and I say, Nathan, I'm supposed to go out of town. He says, yeah, okay, I knew that. I said, well, do you think I should go? And this joker comes back on that line and says, no, you shouldn't go. You've got this, and this that you've been neglecting, and you need to freaking take some ownership of it and get it done. And I'm like, holy crap. Why didn't anybody else talk to me that way?
I'm not scared of the beard.
Yeah. It's so hard to find somebody in life that Nathan's the total package. He's got the wisdom, he's got the knowledge, he's got the faith, he's got everything. He's got all the components. And he's a lot like Blake. He's going to tell you not what's going to tickle your ears. He's going to tell you the truth and what you need to hear. That is a valuable friend. That is a valuable brother. Nobody else tells me those things. When I call anybody else, they're like, Chad, yeah, you've earned it, man. Go do whatever makes you happy. And I'm flawed just like every other human out there. I appreciate you giving me that advice.
You're welcome. I usually am a little more gentle. I don't think you take gentle very well, though.
No, I got to hear it, man. And look, so yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, if you don't already know who Nathan is, this is Nathan. So yeah, we're at about 30 minutes on this thing, man. You got anything else you want to say?
I'm trying to think. We've covered dates. We've covered how to sign up. A little bit about what it is. Stuff about the facility. I'm sure folks will let us know if there's something we hadn't covered.
Yeah, 100%. So look, this is going to be the proving ground. Let's recap. We are going to teach you, then we're going to provide the opportunity to execute on the things that we just taught you. Body, soul, and spirit, mind, will, and emotion. We're going to be teaching all that stuff. Provide the environment for you to execute, and we're going to coach you along the way. And then we're going to come together. We're going to have after actions reports and hash these lessons out. All right. It is in North Georgia at the premier Adventure Campus. This place is off the chain. We've got exclusive access, free reign to do what we want to do. We're taking the freaking gloves off. This is not a dang on hotel lobby conference. We're taking the gloves off. If you want to sign up, go to 3of7project.com, click experiences, click the proving ground, click the link, and it's going to take you to the registration page and sign up. You'll get more information once you sign up.
Yep.
Gear list, trip package, all that stuff, right? All right. Easy day. That's the proving ground. Yeah. Let's freaking do this, man. Let's do this thing. Let's come together and let's change. Let's make some change, man. Let's take it to the next freaking level.
I'll be there.
I hope to God you'll be there.
You guys come on. It's going to be good.
All right, guys. I think that'll wrap it up. This episode was brought to you by our Patreon members. All right. The Patreon has been freaking rocking and rolling. We just did Resurrected last night. Blake hosted. Powerful. I think we had 37 people on that call. So everybody that supports this podcast on Patreon, we thank you. We thank you for showing up, being part of everything that we do, spending your hard-earned money to give us the tools that we need in order to pour our time and resources into these products. None of this would happen without you guys.
Can I say something about that real
Go
quick?
ahead, brother.
Just about Resurrected, I had some conversations with people this week, and one of them said, I'm kind of intrigued by that, but I'm not really sure where I sit with faith and with Christianity. That's probably a bit much for me, is what they said. And I would just say it may be, but it also is a place where it's okay to come and be whoever you are and just hear and listen. So if you're uncertain about where you stand and some of what we talk about in that regard feels weird, but you're also curious, I would say come hang out for a month and see what you think. You'll at least get it straight.
100%, brother. Agreed. Yeah, we want you there. We want you there because you guys that might be on the fence are the ones that are going to ask the hard questions that we need to hear. So, sound wisdom. All right, guys, this is Chad and Nathan with the 3 of 7 podcast. Nuff said.